guys, it's Sim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. As far as tonight's Friday Night Smackdown does go, I thought tonight was a good show. I thought tonight was a very easy show to watch. It flowed very well. Everything made sense on why they did what they did, and yeah, well, almost everything made sense. We'll talk about the start. Anyways, yeah, overall, I enjoyed the entire show. I liked every match on the show. I thought every match was good to great. And as a go-home show, I was kind of 50-50 on it as a go-home show. Because I'm like, the go-home show should always be all, for the most part, about building that next pay-per-view. Next day. You know what I mean? Or next week's show past pay-per-view. And I feel like it was all about tonight and a little bit about tomorrow. Nothing about next week. So we'll see where they go from there. But overall, I'd give this 2 big old thumbs up. If I had more thumbs, I'd give it more thumbs because I thoroughly enjoyed tonight's SmackDown. But before we get into all that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here for Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, head over to YouTube and help us out over there. Remember to hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live. And that way you know when we post to the community tab. Also, remember to hit that join button if you want to become a channel member and support us there as well. Even if it's just at the $1 tier, we greatly appreciate it. And finally, head over and give us donate a super chat, because super chats are the best way to make sure your comment, question, or concern gets read live on the air. And again, it thoroughly helps out the channel. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. I think it's tonight Shaq drops in Fortnite, and if you're getting the Shaq skin, make sure you got this code at the very bottom where it says creator code. Support a creator. I think is what it says, actually. Support a creator. Creator code is what it says on the Epic Store. I'm losing my mind here. On Fortnite, whether that's your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Switch, your PC, your mobile device, it'll say support a creator. Put in the code PW Unlimited, and then go get Shaq. Shaquille O'Neal in Fortnite. He should, I believe, be dropping tonight. Yeah, it says right here, Shaq of all trades. Shimmy with Super Shaq and fuel some fire tracks with DJ Diesel. There you go. There you go. And they also got some new Fast and the Furious skins for rocket racing as well. Our SmackDown does go, though. SmackDown Live comes on the air from Nashville, Tennessee. And earlier today, Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton were on the Sore Losers podcast, which is actually a companion podcast through iHeartRadio with the Bobby Bones Show in Nashville. And they had Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax on there. Not a good interview. They're not good interview guys, Lunchbox and Ray, but they do whatever. But they asked them about being in Nashville, and Nia did state, I think we're going to have a country music star on the show tonight. And they're like, who? Is it going to be so-and-so? Is it going to be so-and-so? And they're like, well, you have to just wait and see. And we learned that it was Hardy. Before all of that, though, when the show opens up, Michael Cole welcomes us to Nashville. We see the Bloodline, DIY, and the Street Profits all walking in. We then go to the ring where country singer Hardy is in the ring. And literally, he's just there to go, Nashville, let me introduce you to the phenomenal forearm. That's what he called them. AJ Styles. And then AJ came out. We didn't see Hardy again. What was this? Like, do they have a connection? Do they know each other or something? I have no idea why they did this. And I just clicked the wrong button on my desk. I have no idea why they did this, why they had Hardy come out just to introduce AJ of all people. Like, nothing against AJ. AJ Styles is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But it's like, this made no sense. So AJ Styles came out. And he said, the last time, he said, hey, everybody, last time you saw me, I was feuded with the beloved world champion. And I even lied about retiring just to get a match with him. But shoot, I went away for a couple months, and I'm sorry. So bring out the bad guys. Styles received a huge babyface pop from the crowd in Nashville, as AJ has had yet a lot of his career take place in Nashville as far as like early TNA days and whatnot. And they even mentioned it. They even mentioned that and him working NWA in Nashville. So very cool. Then we got the crowd kind of chanting together, because first we got AJ Styles, and then half the crowd would go, welcome back. And then they started to do then like half the crowd tried to get a AJ Styles, welcome back, AJ Styles. But then the welcome back crowd was just like, welcome back, welcome AJ Styles. It all got muddled. It finally just stopped. Styles said he had missed everybody and talked about how it was fitting that he was here in Nashville because where it all started. Styles said that he's done a lot of things that he regrets over the last few months, but he was here to rebuild the legacy of AJ Styles. Styles said this is still the house that AJ Styles built. And on cue, out would come Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes would make his way out to the ring. And basically was just the new, young, fresh heel that wants to talk down to the vet that hasn't really been doing much. This is basically what this was. Hayes says that he wasn't surprised that there weren't a lot of guys lined up to come out here and talk to AJ because of what he's been doing. But Hayes is going to step up and step into the ring and introduce himself to AJ. He said that he's holding it down while Styles has been gone. Hayes called Styles an old-timer and said Styles was probably out there to announce a Legends contract or something. Mello said, a guy like me, I deserve to be United States champion. And AJ goes, this was great. This whole back and forth. AJ goes, well, if you're so good. Well, first he said, I faced LA Knight at WrestleMania, and I can tell you the guy's relentless. But if you're so good, then why aren't you the United States champion? And Mello gets all mad. He's like, oh. Well, if you're as good as you say you are, why aren't you the WWE champion? And I'm like, oh, got him right back there. That was good. I like that one. So Styles said, you know what? How about we see who's better right here, right now? You're in your gear. I'm in my gear. We got rings and a rope. Well, we need a referee. And Hayes goes, nah, I'm good. Tries to walk off, and as he gets onto the apron, LA Knight's music plays. LA Knight chants, ring through the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. Knight said, let me talk to ya. And Knight mocked Hayes, and noted how Styles had missiled the entire world when he said that he was going to retire a few months back. Knight said that Hayes will get stomped out. There's only two options. One is that LA Knight could punch Hayes and then walk down to Broad Street and get himself a good night. Or the second, if Mello can beat AJ tonight, he'll go talk to Nick Aldis about giving him a shot at the U.S. title. Without Mello saying anything, the match just starts, basically. So we got an 8.5-minute match with a weird finish. Weird. I don't think AJ's injured. They want you to fully believe that AJ is injured. So Knight sat at ringside for the match. Hayes took Styles down early, and then Styles returned the favor. Hayes kept control, and that led to some chops and some back-and-forth action. Styles fought back with chops of his own and a nice-looking standing dropkick. Hayes rolled to the outside and hopped back on the apron before hopping back off the apron. Hayes then stalled, which incited boos from the crowd. Crowd, totally for AJ, 100% not behind Mello. There was at one point, I forgot to mention it, during the back and forth talking segment part, where AJ said something about, don't you call yourself him, you ain't been doing much him things or whatever. And they're like, he's not him. And I'm like, damn. Holy damn. So Hayes finally stepped back into the ring and had the edge, the little advantage here, complete with a springboard clothesline and a 2 on Styles. Hayes threw Styles to the outside and joined Styles outside of the ring. Mello then threw Styles into the commentary table, and the show went to a commercial break. When the show returned, Mello was working a half crab inside the ring. Styles then made it to the ropes for a break. Styles then fired up and landed a fury of strikes, taking Hayes down. Styles then hit a pop-up neckbreaker, but after Mello came down on Styles' leg, the ref called for the match to end due to injury, potential injury. So what happened was AJ went for his springboard backflip into the DDT move, and he tweaked his ankle, I guess we're supposed to think. And then he picked Carmelo up on his shoulder at one point, and he dropped them. Then AJ dropped. And he's selling the knee, which is weird. He was selling the knee, but then in the back, they say it's an ankle. So I'm pretty sure it's a storyline. But the ref's checking on AJ. Doctor comes over, and he's just looking at AJ's head. And I'm like, yeah, this is a storyline because this is all just kind of awkward and weird. Eventually, AJ jumps off the apron. Well, not jumps, but slides off the apron. Starts to walk to the back. He trips and falls because he can't put any weight on his left leg, I think it is. Maybe it's his right. I can't remember. And as we're all fixated on what's going on with AJ going up the ramp to the back hurt, cut back to the ring real quick. And their answers say, AJ Styles is unable to complete the match. Your winner is Alicia Taylor is cut off when LA Knight jumps in, grabs Hayes, hits him with the BFT, and leaves the ring. And oh my God, Carmelo Hayes' sell here. Carmelo Hayes literally bring head right to burn. Awesome. Carmelo Hayes was great in his selling of the goddamn BFT. Overall, Carmelo Hayes, AJ Styles had a great match until the finish, which whatever that was, I think it's an injury, but it's a storyline injury and a way for them to not beat Carmelo, but also not beat AJ. And I could be wrong, but I don't think, for everything we've been hearing and seeing and the way they played it up later, I don't think it's real. Because A, they showed a bunch of replays, then they talked about it later. Talked about AJ showed him with a trainer. They said he's going to the hospital to get an x-ray. So it's like, when it's a real injury, typically when it's a real injury, they don't emphasize it and talk about it so much. So then out came the dumpster, and this match was awesome. This match was loads of fun to watch. This was, I would say, a treasure, a blast of sorts, as I've seen some mention it on social media. So early on, both women had kendo sticks to start the match off, and this led to Michin hitting a suicide dive on Green to the outside. Michin then grabbed a chair and a trash can from under the ring. Michin had found a table. Green ran at Michin, which meant Green ran into a baking sheet shot from Michin. And oh my God, don't do this. Don't do these unprotected chair shots, especially when you're diving through the ropes and you can't control your body at all. So you're going to take that, and it's not a chair shot, but it's the baking pan or whatever you want to call it. Cookie sheet. Chelsea dives through the ropes, and Michin just, boom, right on the top of her head. And so Chelsea just kind of, boom, right into the ropes. And because you're diving, you have no control over your body in this moment. So please don't do these. That unprotected head shots are not needed. Also, speaking of Chelsea Green, she usually comes out with it's not a skirt, but it's also not a tutu. It's like long frills. But instead of having it with the sheer fabric like she normally does, she came out wearing trash bags. And I thought it was fantastic. Chelsea Green is amazing. So Chelsea takes this shot to the head, which again, please don't be doing. Michin then went to the top and landed a drop kick off the top rope. The two went to the outside, and Green slammed Michin into the dumpster. We go to a break. When the show returned, Green and Michin were battling on the apron. Michin got inside the ring and landed a tornado DDT and a German suplex on Green. Michin then went for an eat defeat, but Green countered and hit a Canadian destroyer. Green then threw Michin into the dumpster, but Michin stopped Green from closing the lid and winning the match. Michin then beat Green with a bunch of garbage bags. Back in the ring, Michin finally hit the eat defeat and put Green into a trash can and hit a splash on Green with Green in the can. Michin then grabbed another table and draped it across the dumpster. Took a little long for her to set this up, but she wanted to make sure it was secure. So then out of nowhere, Piper Niven runs down and attacks Michin from behind. Niven then runs at Michin at one point as they're fighting on the outside, and she goes the cannonball. Michin moves, and she crashes into the dumpster. With the two on the apron, Green tried to suplex Michin, but Michin blocked it and powerbombed Green through the table into the dumpster, closes the lid, ding, ding, ding. Michin wins the dumpster match. Michin wins. She celebrates for a moment. She walks off, and all of a sudden the dumpster lid flies up, and there's Chelsea covered in goop, covered in what we're supposed to think is sludge and sewage. Because later they make it feel like they want you to think that Chelsea stinks. Chelsea is covered in this mud and sludge and sewage or whatever, and she's just fully disgusted in herself. This match was awesome. Like, this was so much fun to watch. This match ruled. So they show AJ Styles, and he's in the back, and the trainer is checking on his ankle. Corey Graves tells us this isn't live. This was taken moments ago. AJ's already on his way to a hospital, local medical facility, to get x-rays. And that's when I go, oh, this ain't real. Storyline. The storyline. So Naomi was shown backstage warming up for her match with Tiffany Stratton when Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill would walk up. Naomi mentioned how Belair and Cargill won their tag titles back. And as it goes, Naomi will now be 1/3 of the hosts for Bad Blood tomorrow with Bianca and Jade. Jade then says, then afterwards we can go out on the town and have some fun. The what did they say? The ATL shuffle or something like that. They just started dancing when Bayley walked up and like interrupted everything. And Bayley was just like, hey, I want to give you good luck later on your match with Tiffany. Hope there's no hard feelings from last week. And no, when I beat Nia tomorrow, you're the first to get a title shot. And Naomi's like, yeah, girl, we good. We good. And Bayley's like, awesome. Now I need to go to the ring and call out Nia because I got some things to say to her before our match. I don't know. I don't think Naomi's turning heel, but Naomi seems a little perturbed, a little upset with old Bayley. So Bayley came out and she got into the ring and said she's not going to waste time. She knows she's facing Nia tomorrow, but she has things she wants to say to Nia to her face. So Nia, come out here, please. Jax's music hits and she comes out with Tiffany Stratton. Jax said if Bayley had something to say, you should say it to Jax's face. And Bayley's like, well, that's why I called you out. Bayley said that Jax never understood the importance of the women's championship she holds on her shoulder. Bayley referenced a bunch of former women's champions, stating that while I was a kid watching this, wanting to do it, you kind of just lucked into it. You kind of just ended up here. And now you're the champion. But I watched women like Molly Holly and Victoria hold that title proud. And they seemed larger than life when they did so. She goes, yes. You're one of the more dominant champions we've ever had. Maybe the most dominant title reign we've ever seen. And I go, oh, stop the brakes, hold the phone. No. Here's the thing. So, Nia only won the title 61 days ago and has only had one title defense on television. Now, if we pull up her cage match here, see, Nia Jax cage match. We pull up her cage match. Let's see if I can pull this up on the screen. Yeah, so if we pull up, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. If we pull up Nia's cage match here, you can see we could zoom in a little so you guys can read it better on screen. You could see Nia won the title here at SummerSlam. She's had 12 matches since. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 were for the title. Only one of those were on TV. So, dominant title reign? I mean, dominant title reign. Look at this. Bayley wins by DQ. 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 Like, why are you doing this? I get it. Tiffany gets involved in the house show. No win. But it's like dominant title reign. What? Yeah, no. No, we ain't believing that one there, girly. Bayley said that Jax doesn't deserve to have the title because she doesn't respect the title. Bayley then said that she plans on taking the title right off of Nia's shoulders tomorrow. The only person who wants to take, but she's not the only person that wants to take the title off of Jax. Maybe it's Tiffany as well. Bayley said that Stratton is going to cash in on Nia. And then Stratton chimed in and was like, what? You don't think I'm good enough to beat Nia without the briefcase? What? You don't think I could beat Nia? And Nia's like, well, what do you mean you could beat me? And Tiffany goes, no, never mind. It's okay. That's not what I meant. Stratton said that she didn't need the briefcase. And then Jackson's like, excuse me. And then Tiffany gets all flustered and accidentally called Bayley by her real name, Pam, which is pretty funny, and told Bayley, bow down to your queen. Respect Nia Jax the queen. And Bayley goes, oh, I do. Now I'd rather bow down to a queen than patronize a stupid bitch. Crowd pop huge for the stupid bitch line. From there, Stratton tried to hit Bayley with the briefcase, but Bayley moved, and Bayley took out Jax and Stratton altogether herself. Segment ended with Bayley holding the title and then draping it over Jax's body. But it wasn't fully over. Because all of a sudden, referee Jessica Carr's in the ring, and Tiffany is standing there with the briefcase, looking at the briefcase, looking at Nia, and looking at the briefcase, looking at Nia, looking at the briefcase, looking at Nia. Nia slowly gets to her feet, and Jessica Carr's just yelling at Tiffany the whole time. Hey, are you going to cash in? Are we doing a cash in or what? And finally, Nia looks at Tiffany, and she's like, what's going on here? And you can see her mouth it or whatever. And crowd's chanting, cash it in, cash it in, cash it in. But eventually, Jax gets out of the ring. Naomi comes down for their match. They go their separate ways. They do their due. So we get a funny segment backstage with Chelsea Green. So Chelsea's still got all the goop on her. She hasn't showered yet. And Piper's behind her going, no. And she's like holding her nose and stuff. She's like, it ain't that bad. It doesn't smell that bad. No, it's fine. And so all these people start walking up, telling her that she smells pretty deadly. A-Town Down Under, Los Lotharios. And she even walks up onto Nick Aldis. And he starts making all these stink, dirt jokes and puns. And eventually Chelsea gets all fed up with Nick, and she's like, and she storms off. Carmelo Hayes walks up and goes, hey. So you saw that earlier, right? I beat AJ. I get a U.S. title shot. And Nick Aldis goes, excuse me? You're proud of the way you won? You're proud of how that ended? My responsibility right now and my only thought process is make sure AJ's okay. And so I'm going to go check on AJ, which I'm like, is the GM leaving to go to the hospital? He's like, but then we'll talk next week about what you get. So I'm like, are they really going to do Carmelo getting a title shot off of this? Or is he not going to give it to him because AJ didn't really lose? I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Very, very interesting. Oh, we have a couple bit donations from Esports Gaming Rules. It says AJ Styles comeback, hit a roadblock, at least, and put heat on Hayes. And we get TNA, New Japan, and Noah references in WWE. And with the Bloodline winning the ladder, looks like Cody and Roman are winning the tag team match. And The Rock is not the big guy we are expecting. And we are expecting a big surprise no one saw coming. Okay, a couple things here. AJ's roadblock, I'm 99% sure that's storyline. So that's whatever. We'll be fine. The TNA, New Japan, Noah references, awesome, cool. As far as the Bloodline winning, leading to Cody and Roman winning tomorrow, one has nothing to do with the other at all. Like, just because the Bloodline retained the tag titles tonight doesn't mean, oh my God, that means Cody and Roman have to win tomorrow. Cody and Roman were always going to win tomorrow. There was no ifs, ands, buts about it. Then your other thing, different big surprise. You talk about Motor City Machine Guns, which I forgot to mention, and we'll talk about here in a little bit. Because think about it, Rock's in Georgia right now. Rock is in Georgia. Pay-per-view is in Georgia. He's a stone's throw away, buddy boy. So I don't know what you're trying to say is Rock is not the big guy we are expecting. Well, then who? Who? He also says there are rumors AJ Styles being in the 2024 being the 2024 inductee of the rebranded TNA Hall of Fame. No, not really. I don't know where you got that from. Fightful reported that they want to bring back the Hall of Fame. They're going to bring back doing Hall of Fame inductees, but there's no name solidified yet. So AJ's just what random people have been saying. There's no actual rumor. It's just more people on Twitter going, hey, should do AJ. It ain't a rumor. A rumor is something that's kind of got legs. This is just people on Twitter have said it. And then finally says, stupid bitch is a Korean reference because many WWE Universe members know Bayley is Latino. What? What does one have to do with what does being Latino have to do with a Korean reference? Huh? You got me stumped there, bud. So moving forward, we had Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton in a 10-minute match. Good match. I thought these two worked very well together. So Naomi had the early advantage, clear with a running clothesline and a running headlock. Stratton fought back and went for a clothesline, but Naomi ducked it and kicked Stratton before hitting a knee to the face. Which, I don't know if this knee connected or not, but afterwards when they did that backstage segment, Tiffany kept grabbing at her teeth like they were hurting, and her whole jaw was like red. I don't know if it was swollen, but it was red, and like this side, I think it was a little bit of like not a scar or a cut or anything, but it looked messed up a little bit. I don't know if this knee actually connected, but yeah. He says, no, Conan, not Korean. Oh, my bad. My dyslexia kicked in and I saw the KO. And yeah, my bad. Okay, a lot of people say stupid bitch. That's not just a Conan thing. I don't know what you're trying to get at there. Conan's not the first and only person to call someone a stupid bitch. Be honest, I don't think I've ever heard Conan call someone a stupid bitch. Granted, I never watched the most WCW. So, yeah. Anyways, Naomi ducked clothesline. Naomi then face planted Stratton into the mat for a 2. Naomi then hit a suplex and got another 2 off of it. Stratton then found herself on the apron, and that resulted in a springboard double knees onto Naomi for a 2. The action spilled to the outside, where Naomi hit a split-legged dropkick on Stratton on the apron. The show then went to a commercial break. Back from the break, Naomi was on the defense until she took back control, and the two then traded blows. Naomi then ended with the exchange and had a series of kicks and a spinning bulldog. Naomi landed a sliding slap and got a 2 off of it. Stratton then came back and countered a face plant into a shotgun dropkick. Naomi was on the top rope and hit a crossbody, but Stratton rolled through and picked Naomi up. But Naomi worked out of it and went for a split-legged moonsault. Stratton then moved and tried the prettiest moonsault ever, but missed it. The two then traded roll-up attempts, but Naomi was the one to get the best of it and picked up the victory. Interesting thing here that just reminded me of that interview that Tiffany and Nia did earlier today with the Sore Losers. So they asked, hey, what do either of you do big moves off the top rope? And Nia's like, oh boy, no, not me, but she does. Tiffany's like, yeah, I do the moonsault, backflip off the top onto my opponent. She goes, and then they asked her, is it scary to do that move? And Tiffany goes, well, I come from gymnastics, and it used to not be. But here recently, it's been a little more daunting and a little more like, oh, man. And then she says, because I don't wrestle as much as I used to. I don't have as many matches as I was when I was in NXT. So now I'm doing less, going to the top rope and hitting the moonsault. I'm a little more nervous because it's not like I'm doing it multiple days a week. There's sometimes where there's weeks that I'm not doing the move. And I'm like, that's interesting. Hearing that from a WWE wrestler who was actually not working as much. Used to be WWE wrestlers are worked to the bone. WWE wrestlers are working 4 matches a week. 3 to 4 matches a week. Raw or SmackDown, 2 live events. Sometimes they work both Raw and SmackDown in a week. But for Tiffany to be like, yeah, I actually haven't hit the moonsault in a while because I'm not having matches every week is an interesting thing to think about. Very interesting thing to think about. Which is good. But you've also heard the thing of there's the pluses and minuses of working too much or working not enough. You work too much and then you work your body down to where you get too tired and you can't take the bumps anymore or whatever. Then there's also you don't work enough and then you're not in that repetitive groove when you go to have your match, and then things are a little off because you're like, oh, I haven't hit that move in a couple weeks. Oh, I haven't hit that move in a month. Oh, I haven't hit that move in a couple, So where's that sweet point? 1 match a week? 2 matches a week? Esports Gaming Rule says, if The Rock shows up at Bad Blood and sets up the match at Crown Jewel, why the Saudi show, even as part of the Riyadh season in recent years, feel like WrestleMania level? So Cody said on the Pat McAfee show this week, a video package will play tomorrow. Basically, will set up what he's doing at Crown Jewel. Cody said, and he's like, I can't say too much, but a video package or a vignette will air at Bad Blood that has title implications for our next show, Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia. So I don't know if that's a video with The Rock. I don't know if that's a video like announcing a mini tournament. I don't know. But Cody did state on McAfee that they are going to air a video that will basically hint at or even fully let us know what he's doing with the belt at Crown Jewel. Whether Rock's part of that or not, we'll have to wait and see. Little Bloodline, we're walking backstage, and Jacob Fatu, just make him the WWE champion. Fuck, for God's sake. This man's awesome. He's just got the presence of a main eventer. He can speak just as good as any of them. Like, he's walking, and he's just like, we're here. And what are you saying? And I don't care about no OTC, no original tribal chief. I love my tribal chief. I worship my tribal chief, and everybody in Nashville knows who the real tribal chief is. To everybody, put up the ones for the tribal chief. Solo. And then Solo gets in the mic and says, acknowledge me. And then the Tongans go out for the tag match. Ladder tag match for the tag titles. This is great. Jacob Fatu, it's a fucking top level star. There's a reason they're keeping him so, what's the word I'm looking for? Protected. We've had all these matches where Solo's getting pinned and Solo's getting beat up and Solo's this and Solo that. Fatu ain't, because they see it. They know it. Oh my God. Jacob Fatu, that man needs to be WWE champ. Jacob Fatu win the Royal Rumble, win the WWE title WrestleMania. Do it. Do I dare you. I dare you. So Tiffany Stratton's walking backstage and she's like checking her jaw on her teeth or whatever. Nia walks up. And Nia's like, what's going on? Tell me the truth. You've been teasing cashing in on me? Tell me. Tell me the truth. Or tell me. You will never, ever cash in on me. And Tiffany looks at her and she's like, well, no, I won't. And she's like, good. And tomorrow, Bad Blood, you may want to pay attention to Liv Morgan's match. See how she's doing for you to cash in or something along those lines. I didn't write it down verbatim. The other option for Stratton, though, Jack said, was a Stratton. Promises she will never cash in. She said, I won't. The pop they're going to receive, the eruption from that crowd when Tiffany cashes in on and beats Nia for the belt. Oh my God, they've set it up so perfectly. Nia is the big mean bully to a girl that we thought was the mean girl bully. But now the mean girl is getting bullied and is scared of the bigger bully, but one day will stand up for herself. And I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. It's going to also be the Tiffany Stratton babyface turn we never saw or wanted that we want. Xbox Gaming Rule says, thank God MLW got the money from the lawsuit from WWE and Jacob left MLW for WWE. Well, one has nothing to do with the other. I don't know why you lumped the two together because one has nothing to do with the other. Commentary then ran down the card for Bad Blood, and then we got, oh boy, the tag title match. Triple threat ladder match. It was the Bloodline, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, defending against DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. Ooh. Thank you to Will Siegel for the gifted subs on Twitch. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Gifted to WWE 2K20 is cool. Power Baby Babs. BMTV 39. DSG 21 and the Big Give It All 2024. Remember, if you got gifted, maybe gift out to another person. Keep the love going. Again, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs from Will Siegel. Really do appreciate it. It says, keep up the hustle. Of course, brother. Of course. As far as this tag match does go, this match was amazing. And the match starts with everyone just brawling, going at it. 4 baby faces attacking the 2 heels. They worked a lot together until, well, they couldn't anymore. The 2 babyface teams were eventually in the ring alone. But all that meant was, well, they had to keep going. Show went to a commercial break, and when the show returned, all the teams were battling it out on ladders. Things were broken down and broken up when Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa hit everyone with ladders. Dawkins was suplexed onto a ladder, and the Bloodline duo stood tall for a moment as the crowd booed. Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga worked over Ciampa on the outside until Dawkins took out Loa and Tonga, until Gargano took out everybody with a suicide dive, and then Ford took out everybody with a dive for a "This is awesome" chant. B-Fab then told Ford to get a table from under the ring. Ford obliged to the delight of the fans. The show then went to a commercial break, and when we came back from the break, Tonga was a victim of a shatter machine from DIY. Loa found himself with his head in the middle of a ladder, and DIY hit him meet in the middle. Gargano then set up a ladder and climbed it a bit, but Dawkins cut him off. Gargano then came back with a spear, and Ciampa hit a knee to Dawkins. Ciampa then tried to climb the ladder, but Dawkins cut off Ciampa. Ford then hit a blockbuster from the top rope over a ladder to Ciampa on Dawkins' shoulders. This was freaking amazing. Holy crapola. Kind of reset everything, too. Crowd's out here chanting, "This is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome." Dawkins then climbed a ladder, but Tonga pushed the ladder over. The Bloodline then pushed a ladder into Dawkins' head. B-Fab then grabbed a chair from Tonga's hands, and as a result, Gargano and Ciampa hit the Bloodline with chairs. Gargano and Ciampa then worked over the Bloodline with chairs and put Tonga Loa on a table that Ford then hit a frog splash off the top rope to the floor through the table, taking out Tonga Loa. Gargano and Ciampa then cleared the commentary table, and Dawkins hit the triple powerbomb onto Tama Tonga, taking him out as well. Tongans down. DIY then took out Dawkins with super kick, thrust kick. And then they ran in the ring, tried to climb the ladder, but Montez Ford jumped onto it. 4 baby faces then fought on the ladder. Loa would then appear out of nowhere and push the baby faces over. Crowd booed loudly, profusely. Tama Tonga then held the ladder as his brother Tonga Loa climbed it and grabbed the titles. The Bloodline retained the titles. And of course, it's old Tonga Loa. Tonga, the one that grabbed the belts, the one that they say sucks, the one that they say is the lesser of the Bloodline members, the one that they say shouldn't be here. So they have him win it. What a fucking rib on the crowd and the fans. I loved it. I thought Tonga Loa being the one to climb and grab the belts was phenomenal. Just based off the way the crowd and the fans have reacted to him since coming to WWE. I don't think there was a better result. If Tama Tonga would have gone up there, cool, whatever. Tonga Loa, I thought that was perfect. It was perfect. So yeah, that was Friday Night SmackDown. We're going to get the poll here in the live chat, but we have one more thing to talk about from SmackDown. For some reason, I didn't write down on my notes what we're going to talk about. So let me do this really fast. What did you think of SmackDown? I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. So, poll. Oh, no. Give me 1 second. I accidentally stopped the poll before I started the poll. What did think of SmackDown? I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. All right. Now the poll should be good. So go vote that if you're watching on Twitch. But the one thing that we got to talk about, a video played early on in this show. We heard sirens, saw helicopters, saw a bunch of cars and headlights in the streets of Detroit, where at the end it said, coming soon. So Twitter starts buzzing, and the first thing I think is, oh, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, Motor City Machine Guns. But then we have some people on Twitter going, is it Fastlane coming back? No. Here's the thing to know. WWE teases a pay-per-view. They just outright tell you this pay-per-view's coming to this city. They don't do a coming soon for a pay-per-view tease. That's for a wrestler or wrestlers. So, Twitter's a buzz. MCMG is trending like third or fourth all night through Smackdown. Motor City Machine Guns is trending. They're coming. Mike Johnson of PWU Insider. We're going to pull this up on the, not on the screen, but we're going to pull this up so I can read it for you guys. Has an update on this. A little, where is it? Mike Johnson does right. It appears the vignette would be for the Motor City Machine Guns. Originally, there was a plan for the team to debut in WWE NXT for a short run there before moving on, but they were not in Chicago as originally expected earlier this week. Instead, it appears they're SmackDown bound. Stay tuned. Looks like Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin are coming to the main roster and will be debuting in WWE on SmackDown. And we don't know when. We don't know how long we got to wait. Hopefully it ain't too long. I can't wait. Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, getting able to fight with the likes of Los Lotharios, A-Town Down Under, the Street Profits, the Tongans of the Bloodline, freaking DIY. Give me DIY and Motor City Machine Guns every week. Because you know that match is going to be amazing. Them and the Street Profits, amazing. Them and the Los Lotharios, the Legado Fantasma, whatever you want to call them, amazing. Like, SmackDown has the better tag division, especially the better tag division for them and their style. So this is great. This is awesome. I can't wait to see how they are brought in. And let me look at something. Is WWE going to Detroit anytime soon? I don't know. Let's look. We're going on their website. So there's not going to be... They're going to be in Grand Rapids, Michigan, November 11th for a Raw. And then Detroit, the last day, December 30th, they'll be in Detroit, but it's a live event. So never mind. I was trying to like predict maybe when they can come in, but they ain't going to be in Detroit or even Michigan for a while. But I can't wait. Motor City Machine Guns are a coming. But with that, guys, let's check these polls and see what you guys have to say about tonight's show. As far as the Threads poll does go, 70% liked the show, 30% thought it was just all right. Look at the Twitter X poll. 91% liked the show, 8% thought it was just all right. As far as the YouTube community poll, 84% liked the show, 10% thought it was just all right, and 5% didn't like it. Right here says, tonight was awesome. The triple threat ladder match was amazing. Oh, we got one of these. Well, I'm going to read it because I'm going to shut this fool down. Does nobody see the nepotism? That when The Rock suddenly took over, which, no, he never took over anything. Just because he's a board member doesn't mean diddly. Nia becomes Queen of the Ring and Women's Champion. Jay is the IC Champion, and Fatu and other guys are Tag Team Champions. And now every single main event has someone related to The Rock in it. Well, brother, you couldn't be farther from wrong. Because think about this. So you trying to say that this is the only reason Roman was the champion for so long? Well, The Rock didn't become a goddamn board member till earlier this year. Roman Reigns won that title 2020, I want to say it was. So, yeah, try again. No, it's not nepotism. It's that a bunch of talented people finally came to WWE after wanting to come to WWE for some time. And WWE saw how talented they are, and they're getting pushed. Think about this. This ain't the first time Nia's been a champion. If this was the first time Nia won the title, maybe you could try to use this excuse. But Nia Jax is and I'm going to pull this up. How many times has Nia Jax won the women's title? Because Nia Jax won the women's title. Nia Jax defended the women's title at a Wrestle Frickin' Mania when The Rock was nowhere to be even close to WWE, like adjacent. Nia Jax is a two-time former women's champion. Well, current and former. She's held the Raw Women's Championship once, and then she has the title now, and she's a former two-time tag team champion. All, winning the Raw Women's title and the tag championships from before she got released. Was The Rock involved then? I don't think so. So what about all those years when the Usos were winning tag title after tag title after tag title? That because The Rock? No. So how about you take a keyboard, you shine it up real nice and shove it up your candy ass like The Rock would say. Person says, I liked it, and this person gives the heart emojis. It's just, it's dumb. The freaking nepotism thing. People, they just try anything to get a reaction. They got a reaction from me because I wanted to make them sound stupid, and they did. Because don't you guys remember? Nia fought Alexa Bliss at WrestleMania 34 in Nolans. Because it was Nia Jax won. So I was half right. Nia Jax won the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Not defended it. Won. She beat Alexa Bliss for the belt. Was The Rock around? Was The Rock running things then? Was The Rock in charge then? I don't think so, bub. As far as the live poll does go, 83% liked the show, 11% thought it was just all right, and 6% didn't like it. Finally, everybody that voted on Twitch liked the show. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, shortly here, I'm going to jump over Twitch.tv/Timmy Buddy. I'm going to play some Fortnite. We're going to jump in there. We're going to have some fun. Shaq is in. I don't think I'm going to get the Shaq skin, but there's some other things that they're doing. So we're going to have some fun playing Fortnite. Twitch.tv/Timmy Buddy. With that, guys, we'll see you tomorrow for Bad Blood. Have a good one, guys.